Hey guys, welcome back to Money Making Mondays, where I find cool properties in the Puerto Vallarta area and run the numbers and show you what is possible with investing in a place like Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. All right, so let's get to it. Today's property is La Joya Penthouse. So we're looking at the map right here as to where it is. It is smack down in the middle of downtown Centro area and the airport, as you see up here, and the marina smack dab in the middle where this blue star is, and it's in this little complex right here. They're building a new skyscraper tower right on the beach here, but you are within, this is a public access point and beach, and this is where the condo is. So it's super close to everything. All this is Las Glorias Shopping Center. This is a big department store. There's lots near it. And then if you just pop over here, there's Costco, and where is it here? Oh yeah, here's Costco and La Comer, big grocery store. Obviously, you know what Costco is. So it's all really close. So the unit itself is actually really cool. It's in a little bit of an older building built in 2006, I believe. It's on the top floor of a 5-story building. It's about 2,500 square feet total, 3-bed, 2-bath, big patio space, sliding glass doors. The living spaces, everything is really clean in here. It's very simple. The art is nice. Everything is decorated well. This whole wall opens up, sliding glass doors onto your balcony. You get a nice cross breeze in there too, being so close to the ocean. Keeps the air flowing through it. This kitchen was all renovated within the last few years. New tile, new appliances, all new cabinetry. It is pretty well set up. There's some storage in the back. Here's where I was saying they're building a tower. This is now, it's been a while these photos are up. The tower is now about this tall. So, and there's your access to the beach. It is awesome. There's a little reading nook. This is the balcony off of the master bedroom, a little reading spot there with views of the ocean. Master bedroom goes into the master bathroom with like some bench seating and storage and closet wall behind you. The shower is super cool. It's one of my favorite parts of the whole place. So there's your master ensuite. There's looking at from the other side with your wall of closet. Second room, kids set up as a bunk bed right now, and third bed just set, or that's still the kids' bedroom. Shared bathroom, also been renovated. Other bedroom, so 3-bedroom, 2-bath, about 2,500 square feet. This is the pool area. There's amenities. There's a small gym. It's the common amenities area is actually really nice. There's lots of foliage and looks very tropical. Walking through these, tropical breezeways to get to your condo is pretty cool. There is an elevator. There is underground parking. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Okay, so let's look at some numbers. So all I did was I ran a cash on cash on this one. There's so many different ways of people to get lending. I didn't want to make a ROI and have people go after completely different numbers. Although I just want to preface, I am not a financial advisor. I'm not a tax advisor. I'm not any of these things. These are just my opinion of what I see going on, just as a little disclaimer. So I punched in all the numbers. I've updated my spreadsheet a little bit to add Canadian and US dollars for everything. So basically what we're looking at a $495 listing price, which by the way, the market is softening. I'm seeing price reductions everywhere. Things are sitting a little bit longer. So these prices are going to come down as, we are slightly being affected by hard lending and slow markets in the United States and in Canada. With interest rates rising, it is affecting us a little bit. But so we looked at it. I put in $10,000 for furniture, which is probably on the high side. I don't think it needs that much. Just a few things to make it more prepared and a well-equipped Airbnb. All our bills are pretty much exact except for electricity. I took on the high end to calculate it for the full year. So, we're talking conservative with all our numbers as per usual. The borrowed amount, don't worry about that. That's negatives because I had it set up for ROI. So our expenses are $7,000 operating expenses just from the unit itself, $7,000 per year. And so what I did was I looked at a bunch of these Airbnbs. Let's see if they're going to make me load again. Of course they are. So I went on to AirDNA and found, of course, everything needs to reload, and found properties that are literally within that same neighborhood of Puerto Vallarta in Las Glorias there. And I found a few. This is a neighboring complex at $200 a night, and looking at the comparables, 3-bed. So it's three bedrooms is pretty much the same, but this one is not nearly as nice. The finishings, the amenities, everything isn't as nice. This is another one, similar idea. Oh, why does everything have to reload? This is in the exact building actually, and this is just a 2 bedroom, and it's getting higher rate. So what I did here is I took some of these comparables, and I'm running with a midway between the high season and low season. This was one of my favorite examples. This is a little bit, it's actually pretty close to the same size, very comparable, but it's closer to the water. It's in like the next set of buildings over, so you have water access. Not that it's that big of a difference when you live that close, but at $430 Canadian per night in the high season, these are all looking at January bookings. And I believe this one I was looking at because I looked at the off season and the high season. And basically what I did is I did the math of picked a number right in the middle of the high season and the low season. Even though a lot more of your bookings, a lot more of your income is going to be coming during the high season, and more of your occupancy with a little bit lower rates are going to be in your off season, and your high season is pretty much growing and already longer than the original or than your low season. It's only getting longer. So it was $78 a night for low season than this. So what I did is I took the low end and the high end and found a number right in the middle, and then I did the math to compare it to what I think this one would go for, and it came up with running at was it $189 a night. Then that's before all the expenses. So I just want to preface that. So what I'm doing is there's this number and then there's this number. So what I do is I don't use this number to calculate anything, because this is the extra fees that you're going to have to pay on the back end anyways. So I basically take this base fare, and then that's what I use for the calculations. So again, being super conservative on every number we use, $1,960 gross income per week, with an occupancy rate of 75%, and taking a extra 25% off for management. And again, management is going to be between 20 and 25. So guessing on the high side of literally everything. And you get a net income after all your operating expenses of yearly of $49,718 Canadian per year of income. That's without having any of the money financed. So if you're doing more of an ROI calculation because you're using debt and servicing that debt with this, but just a cash on cash return, we're looking at 7%. Again, I want to preface that this is a very, very conservative calculation. So literally everything on the lowest end, this is like the absolute minimum return you'd be expecting. Value after 5 years with 3% per year increase, you're looking at it's $579. Monthly income, and this is without it being really inflated at all for getting better at managing it, growing popularity, slowly moving bookings over time off of Airbnb, so you pay less fees. Just basically looking at this plain Jane number that is super low at $248,000 over 5 years. You will earn $250,000 worth of income. A couple of these things that I did. Value earned by the Mexican peso is being worth increasingly more in comparison to the US dollar and the Canadian dollar, of course, as it has been gaining ground steadily. So your assets will be more because the assets is being held in the Mexican denomination, and could be up to 15% over the next 5 years, which 15% is what it's grown over just 1 year. So that's, again, being super conservative. And yeah, so that's just another way that having an asset in Mexico in a diversifying in a growing economy is such a benefit, because not only are you sheltering your money from inflation, but you're actually in a growing economy in comparison to our currency. So therefore you're inflating it even more of your gains, which means more money made for you. And that's why this is Money Making Mondays. So I'm going to run just a small experiment here, just to see what this looks like. I'm going to move this a little bit higher to a more realistic number. So this weekly income, let's bump this up to $2,500, which is not unrealistic. This is a This is a fairly realistic number that people could be expecting to gain. Look what this does to your income, guys. Your net income every year is $65,513 a year. That's $5,000, almost $5,500 per month of cash flow that this is paying you. This is your net. This is after all your expenses. There'd be income tax to apply to that, but we'll deal with that later. There's also other ways to kind of bounce around with that. And one of those is if you get residency there and open up a bank account in Mexico, and that helps you with a lot of conversion, bring your money over, being able to hold it in a different currency, which again is also going to grow in value. So that brings it out to a 9% cap rate, not a cap rate, cash on cash return, 9%, just making that small jump from a very conservative number to a less conservative, but still conservative number. Let's be completely honest here. So that's where that lies. Keep watching these videos. They come out every second Monday. This is Money Making Mondays, and this is La Joya Penthouse in Las Glorias area of Puerto Vallarta, and a 9%, a 7 to 9% cap rate on the easy end of the scale. So if you want to know more, follow me on Instagram at @ThatMexicoRealtor, and stay tuned. You can email me. You can reach me on social media. Keep on watching because there's going to be more good stuff to come. Thanks, guys.